change my name or whether I would keep it. The struggle existed for a reason. So I turned to my father and he'd say, Tereza, lose the name. No one can spell it. No one can say it. No one understands it. So I turned to my mom and she'd say, Hello, Tereza. No one remembers it, but no one forgets it. You see, my parents were immigrants, and this was very much at the core of my identity. They were political refugees from the Czech and Slovak Socialist Republic. They immigrated in 1967 with nothing, with $100. And being a first-generation kid of immigrants meant that we worked very hard. That's the refugee camp that my father lived in for about 6 months. We worked hard. We scraped up. It was all about going to good schools, getting that good job, learning to pass. That's practicing the piano, really important in our house. And I achieved those things. And eventually, I got married, which was very exciting. And then my mother was overjoyed to welcome her first grandchild, but that joy was short-lived. My father was very sick and he died, and we learned my mother was terminally ill and she died. And so within a matter of months, I actually buried my parents at the same time while I had a newborn. And this was devastating. I was pretty much alone and really felt that, okay, you know, I need to jump into what my real dream is. And for me, that was to jump into the tech startup world and have my own company. So I decided I would attend an event. Okay, and I went to one event and no one talked to me, nobody. And then I stepped back and I was like, wait a minute, what would Marta do? Well, former Mary Kay lady would be like, Tereza, you need to go back and back and back and back. So I did. I attended 100 events. I figured I would get them to like me, whether they liked it or not. It actually worked out pretty well. So I started with a really large event. I learned that you can volunteer to an event. You don't have to spend $1,000 on it necessarily. And, you know, then meetups, hatchery, angel forum, coffee, walk, coffee, worked really well. The only thing is, you know, I live in Pound Ridge. It's far from the city. I wanted to scale that. I discovered a lot of comments were happening online. So I started to leave some. And I was like, you know what? What if I left 1,000 comments online? So I went to abc.com, which is a leading venture capital blog, and I left a comment a day and another comment. And I discovered that people started to seek me out. And so from commenting, I developed a persona, and then I created my own playground, my blog, and people were discovering me. It led to really amazing, wonderful things. So I'm going to give you an action plan, all right, for rebooting yourself. And it starts with Monday. You need to come up with something that's joyful and it sort of nurtures yourself on a Monday. So what I decided to do was I would pull one old contact from my past and pick one new contact that I wanted to create a relationship with. And I would buy myself a bouquet of flowers, which was going to last through the whole week. So just some sort of a structure to kind of keep me going to sort of pound through what I needed to do. Step 2, you need to learn the language of the new area that you're stepping in. So in the case of tech, SaaS, cloud, Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. You know, iOS, Daily Deal, Y Combinator, etc. It's really important. And actually that feeds into the commenting part because what you're doing is actually figuring out all of your wisdom and melding it with what's happening. So guess what? It really freaking worked. I wound up having comments go viral. I wrote my first op-ed for Reuters. It was named one of Forbes' 10 female entrepreneurs to watch. I was founder CEO of my own company. Like, oh my God, it was completely transformational. So here's the confession. My startup actually failed about 6 months ago. So, you know, trying to figure out the next thing. But when I look back, do I say, wow, I shouldn't have gone to that second or third event? No, not at all. In fact, now I've got a template for moving forward. So to you, I'd say, look around you. We're creating a community here. This is your tribe. Figure out who you want to know and who you want to be with and make it happen. Thank you.